please. Quiet, please. Mutual Broadcasting System presents Quiet, Please, which is written and directed by Wyllis Cooper and which features Ernest Chappell. Quiet, Please for tonight is called Some People Don't Die. My name is Dewey Lancaster. You probably have never heard of me unless you're vitally interested in the subject of prehistoric cliff dwellers, and practically nobody is. There are a few cliff dwellings in the United States that I don't know about as well as their original inhabitants did. Patarican, Mesa Verde, all the big ones, most of the little ones. They're quite interesting. Quite. Now, when I tell you that this particular one is called Mesa Encantada, don't look superior and say you know where the Mesa Encantada is. Because the Southwest has more enchanted mesas than there are main streets in the United States. Then the chances of your finding this particular one is about 7 million to 1. And you don't want to find it anyway. I'll say you don't. Let's cut out all the preliminaries and say that it was several years ago, 6 to be exact, that I first came to Mesa Encantada. Muriel and me, my wife. I recognized it at once. How? Well, I'd seen pictures of it in various cliff dwellers' houses. Sure, other people saw some of the pictures, too, but I was the only one that recognized them as pictures of a particular mesa. And I'd been quietly looking for it for several years. I just stood there and looked at it, with the sun about a foot off the horizon, and nothing between us and the sunset but a million giant saguaros. Just me and Muriel and Fermin, my Yaqui Indian helper. It was pretty impressive, rearing up out of the desert about 1,000 feet, and that peculiar shape, and the walls sheer red rock, so smooth you couldn't imagine a possible foothold all the way to the top. I was pretty happy. I just stood there and looked, and all I could think of to say was, well. Well, I said, here we are. Muriel didn't say anything. Fermin did.
Sí, como no.
Matter, Fermin. Don't you like it?
No, amigo, I do not like him one nickel.
No, come on now, Fermin, just because they call it enchanted.
This place many more enchanted than you think, amigo. This baddest place in whole country.
Ah, you people always say that.
Not me. I never said him before, didn't we? This Cholo, he gets scared pretty easy when something is where old people live one time. But you never hear Fermin say nothing from being scared to these places ever, Emma? Caramba, que no, amigo. Only this place I don't like, boys.
It'll look better tomorrow morning, Fermin.
Maybe to you, amigo. But she don't look at me from the morning, I tell to you.
What?
You pay me off, senor amigo. Not me, I don't stay, pues.
Oh, come on now, Fermin. Stop it.
No mirror, amigo. Fermin, when he is scared, he don't kid you about him. I think it's más mejor you come along with me and not be here forever.
Now, listen, Fermin.
No, I got my ears shut. I don't stay here, not Fermin. I take my money and I go from this.
Well, how are you going to go? I'm not going to let you take the car.
Pues I walk. My pay, por favor.
Fermin, listen now.
You come with me.
Don't be silly. I've been looking for this place for a long time, son, and I'm not afraid of it. Come on, be reasonable.
I am more reasonable than we think, senor patron. You and senora can stay and I do not like it. But me, tengo mucho miedo. No quiero estar aquí. Please do pay me my money.
What are you afraid of, Fermin? You've been with us at a dozen of these cliff dwellers' places.
That's right. Look, the senora isn't afraid, Fermin.
But I am.
Of what, for the love of Mike?
Of what is up there?
You know what's up there, Fermin. Broken pottery, a few skeletons.
You're not afraid of the dead people, are you?
Pero estos difuntos no son muertos, senor.
You're crazy, Fermin.
No, senor.
What did he say,
He said these dead ones aren't dead.
What do you mean by that, Fermin?
Some brujos.
Wizards?
Que sí.
Well, now, look, Fermin, I'm a pretty good wizard, too. You stick around here tonight, and if any of these wizards come around, I'll put my own special variety of hex.
Senor, you speak to Fermin, not to some fool cholo. Mira, senor. Fermin has been with you long many years. So do not try to tell him that kind of stuff, why he knows better.
Yes, I guess you're right, Fermin.
Senor.
I'm sorry.
Senora, you know Fermin is not superstitious Indiopus? So you listen. This very mal país. How you say baddest? Senora, you are my father and my mother. I do not want for you have bad death. Only not just you. And in your soul. These brujos take her too also. Please, you come away from here with Fermin before I am too late.
Well, thanks, Fermin, but we're staying.
I see. Then I go.
Fermin, now don't be silly.
Con permiso, senora. It is not I who am being silly. Adios, patron. Adios, senora.
Fermin!
Go after him, Dewey. He'll get lost sure as anything. We're 30 miles from the town. Stop him.
Fermin! Fermin! I caught up with him in the gathering darkness, and we stumbled across the desert together for half an hour, tripping over the straggling roots of greasewood bushes, snagging our faces and hands on the cholla patches that seemed to lie in wait for us. And I used every argument in my catalog. Finally, I got mad. All right, Fermin, if you want to desert us, I said. And I told him where he could go. I can still see the bulk of him, stocky and sturdy against the stars that splattered the sky. And I can still hear his voice. And remember the sadness in it.
No, senor. It is not I that will go there. They will take you there yourself. You and the senora. And the day will come when you will remember what Fermin has told you.
And the day has come, and I remember you, Fermin. As you turned and moved away to become a part of the night. So I came back to the place where we'd parked the car close under the shoulder of the mesa. Muriel had turned on the headlights, and they were a beacon for me as I plodded back. And when I got there, Muriel was gone. At first, I thought she just wandered over for a moment. When she didn't come back after 15 minutes, I started to look for her. I looked for nearly the whole night long, shouting her name as I stumbled all the way around the towering mesa. It must have been only a little while before dawn that fatigue dragged me down to the cold ground for a brief sleep. And I was awakened almost at once, it seemed, by the sound of a great gong that began in my dreams. It persisted until I forced my eyes open and saw that the sun was rising. And she was not there. I was alone at the foot of the enchanted mesa. In the quick daylight, I took the car and drove in ever-widening circles around the base of the mesa, sounding the horn and shouting Muriel's name until the needle on the gas gauge warned me to continue on foot. And I examined every inch of the mesa itself through my binoculars. And far at the top, 1,000 feet above me, I could see the man-made wall and the windows of the old cliff dweller's mansion. But there was not the slightest sign of life anywhere. I was the only living thing on all these thousands of square miles of desert. So in despair, as the sun was declining again to the west, I drove the car back to the giant saguaro where we'd parked the night before. There was no mistaking the place, of course. I got out of the car and walked toward the smooth red precipice. And there, leaning against the rock, was a ladder. A ladder of mountain ash wood. The rungs lashed onto the uprights with rawhide strips that looked to be 1,000 years old. And hanging on a rung just above my head, a beaten silver Navajo bracelet studded with turquoises. Muriel's bracelet that I bought for at Acoma, the village in the sky, 2 years before. Well, what would you have done? I didn't think of Fermin's wizards, his dead men who were not dead until after I'd climbed all the way up the ladder, till after I'd retrieved Muriel's bracelet. And I remember thinking that perhaps this ladder indicated some racial connection between the cliff dwellers of ancient times and the modern Zunis who used ladders such as these to climb up to the second-story entrances to their pueblos and lock their doors by hoisting up the ladders behind them. Perhaps Muriel had found it, lying under a mesquite bush, and had dragged it over to the mesa. And then I remembered out of my scientific scientific musings. Where was she? Where was she? That was when I discovered the doorway. A black doorway leading into the mesa. The passage beyond, dark. So now I knew where Muriel was, and I was a little annoyed that she'd beaten me to the discovery, and I was irritated that she'd not waited for me. I called her. Muriel! No answer. I called her again. Muriel! Are you in there? Then there was a scraping sound behind me, and I looked back at the doorway just in time to see the ladder slipping away from the ledge. I leaped for it, but I was too late. It crashed to the ground. So now you've done it, Muriel, I said to myself. Then I was an angry man. I started down the passageway in the dark, and I called her name again. Muriel! The man's voice answered out of the darkness.
I'll take you to her, Mr. Lancaster.
Who are you?
I'm sorry I startled you, Mr. Lancaster. My name is Kino.
Well, who are you? Where's my wife?
I live here, Mr. Lancaster, and your wife is safe for the moment, at least. Come along with me, please.
No, the race of the cliff dwellers had been extinct for a long, long time. We have only surmises as to what became of them, what they called themselves, what they looked like, where they came from, and where they went. Our unsolved mysteries. And here, in this place, crowned with perhaps the most ancient of all the cliff dwellings, was a man who spoke as perfect English as you and I.
Yes, I am one of the cliff dwellers, Mr. Lancaster. We here in the Mesa de los Miradores, we are the last of our race.
Oh, I thought this place was called the Mesa Encantada.
We call it the Mesa of the Watchers.
Well, why?
You'll see. There is a stairway here.
Now, how could a man, a cliff dweller, if he really was one, how could he be speaking perfect English to me, here in the heart of a 1,000-foot mesa far out in the desert? How could that be? I wondered if I were dreaming.
No, you are not dreaming, Mr. Lancaster.
Can a man read my mind?
We can do many things, Mr. Lancaster. And you must not be surprised at my speaking English. Many of us can speak several languages. You see, from time to time, we send our people out into your world. We have been doing that for hundreds of years.
You've been out then?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I was in your Navy during this last war. Aviation Radioman 3rd on the Lexington.
Oh, I don't understand this.
We don't expect you to, Mr. Lancaster.
Well, where's my wife?
I'm taking you to her. Be careful, the stairs are steep.
And the stairs were steep. Too steep for more conversation, although you can understand how anxious I was for information, for news of Muriel. I followed the man who called himself Kino up, higher and higher. And in the brief pauses to rest my aching legs, I managed to put in a few questions. Is my wife all right?
Oh, yes. She's quite all right.
How long can we stay here?
For a long time. Shall we start again? There is still some distance to go.
I am a trained mountain climber, but those stairs were almost too much for me. Kano, though, wasn't even breathing heavily. I had to stop oftener and oftener, and though I thought I was trying his patience sorely, he remained calm and courteous.
There are about 1,000 of us who live here.
I hope we'll get a chance to study your people and their customs.
Yes. You may do so.
I'm amazed that there are people here. Living people, I mean.
Yes. I'm sure.
My assistant ran away from us last night.
Yes. The watchers saw him.
He said you were wizards up here. You know, wizards?
Yes. I know. Shall we go on? It's only a little way now.
The last few hundred steps nearly tuckered me out. But at last I staggered out onto a kind of platform at the very top of the mesa, a platform of living rock surrounded by a parapet carved out of the mesa itself, perhaps 4 feet high. The wind was cool up there, and the desert seemed a long, long way below, and the stars were very close.
This is the place of the watchers, Mr. Lancaster. I wish you a pleasant good evening.
Yes, but what? And a huge slab of rock swung into place over the trapdoor we just come through. I was alone again, on the peak of the Mesa of the Watchers. And far below me somewhere, 1,000 primitive men and women went about their several ways, uncaring that a stranger watched the night for them. But I wasn't alone after all. For a voice, an old, dry voice, spoke to me in the cold darkness.
¿Quién es?
It was a voice in oddly accented Spanish. And I looked around for the one who asked me, who is that? I could see no one, but I replied,
Un americano, que se llama Dewey Lancaster.
and I said,
¿Quién es? Who are you?
and a dry-as-dust voice answered me.
Soy Don Alvanuez Cabeza de Vaca. A sus órdenes.
What?
Sí. Es verdad.
Have you ever heard of Cabeza de Vaca? The Spanish explorer who tramped from Arizona to Kansas and back with his black servant Esteban in 1537. In 1537. And I heard his voice 6 years ago. But I couldn't see anything but stars and the blackness of the desert down below. And what kind of tricks were Keno and his cliff dwellers playing on me? I lost my head for a second. I yelled at the top of my lungs.
You trying to scare me? You can't scare me!
But they did. They scared me nearly to death. Nearly. The first way they scared me, the dream. I dreamed that I'd fallen asleep and awakened again. Awakened with a man Keno standing over me.
Get up, Mr. Lancaster.
Well, it's about time.
Yes, indeed. It is about time.
What are you trying to do to me? Where's my wife?
Your wife. Why, you'll see her very soon. Don't worry about her.
I want to see her now.
Not now.
Are you going to let me out of here, then?
No, Mr. Lancaster. No, I think not. We didn't ask you to come here. You see, you mustn't be surprised at the kind of welcome we give you.
Well?
We have customs, you see, of our own.
And through my mind in my dream raced all the stories I'd heard of Indian cruelties and tortures. And in my dream, I shuddered at those thoughts, and my voice wasn't very steady as I spoke in my dream.
Well, if you're going to kill me, do it quick.
I am not going to kill you, Mr. Lancaster.
You're not going to torture me either.
No. You must merely receive the kiss of most moon.
And I thought I heard the dry, crackling voice of old Cabeza de Vaca, muttering something behind me. But Keno spoke again.
Stand still, Mr. Lancaster.
And at his quiet, smiling words in my dream, I was suddenly powerless to move. Powerless to move away from the flat, ugly head of the great rattlesnake that Keno thrust before my face. I tried to scream. I had no voice. The sound of the snake's rattles filled my ears. Its eyes bore into mine, and a little darting, forked tongue flickered close to my eyes. Then there was the sound of the gong again, and an intolerable pain in my upper lip, and my dream resounded in the darkness. The second time they scared me. I awoke, and the pain in my lip was something unendurable. And I knew it was no dream. I remember a sense of surprise that I was still alive, though I knew death was not far away. And a voice spoke to me in the first rays of the morning sun.
Huey.
Muriel, where have they been keeping you? And then I saw the mark of the snake, the kiss of Motzine on Muriel's lip, too. And I cried out.
Muriel! The snake!
Yes, Huey. I have kissed Motzine, too.
They killed
No, friend, no. We have not killed you.
Well, what?
No, indeed, on the contrary. Now, my dear friend, you are one of us.
What are you talking?
Let her tell you. She knows.
Muriel, what is he talking about?
We're worse than dead, Huey.
Well, what do you...
Motzin has kissed us. And now, we can never die.
So, that is right. You are watchers now, like me. And like Cabeza de Vaca, there.
And that was the third time he scared me. I looked past his pointing finger. And there against the breast-high parapet was what I thought at first to be a mummy. A tiny, fragile, dried-up skeleton encased in leathery, ancient skin. And at his feet, a great, shining silver mounted conquistador's helmet and an ancient sword. And slowly, the desiccated mummy turned its head to us. And the skull of a long-dead man, and the eyes were pinpoints under the naked brows. And the grisly mouth opened, and the dry-as-dust words came out.
Sí, compadre. Nosotros son todos los misadores. Bienvenido, compadre.
Yes, it was truly Cabeza de Vaca. No, Muriel and I can never die either. Well, I know, I tried. I could tell you first-hand stories of the conquest, stories I had from Cabeza de Vaca himself. I won't. I won't tell you how I escaped the place so I could tell the rest of the world about the last of the Cliff Dwellers and the enchanted mesa. Here, 16 floors above the street in a hotel room in a great city, I had the word from Kino yesterday. He said they'd followed me. They knew where I am. He said I'd better come back. On account of Muriel, he said. Well, they can't kill her, of course. But these people of the Mesa are true sons of their cruel ancestors. So I'm going back. Muriel and I, and Kino, and Cabeza de Vaca will be there for a long, long time. Maybe they'll let us out to see what this world is like 100 years from now. If we're good. And if the world is still here. Good night.
You have listened to Quiet, Please, which is written and directed by Wyllis Cooper. The man who spoke to you was Ernest Chappell.
And Sid Cassell played Fermine. Muriel was Anne Seymour. And Ted Osborne was Kino. William Adams played Cabeza de Vaca. The music for Quiet, Please is composed and played by Albert Berman. Now for a word about next week's Quiet, Please. Here is our writer-director and my good friend, Wyllis Cooper.
For next week, I've written you a story about a man who wasn't satisfied with his lot in life and who tried to change it. It's called Little Fellow.
And so, until next week at this time, I am quietly yours, Ernest Chappell.
Quiet, Please comes to you from New York. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. The American Broadcasting Company presents Quiet, Please, which is written and directed by Wyllis Cooper, and which features Ernest Chappell. Quiet, Please, for today is called If I Should Wake Before I Die. I am a practical man. I want you to understand that I am practical, utterly practical. That I believe nothing that cannot be proved beyond the shadow of a doubt. I know that men live because the lives of many of them impinge on me, who also live. I believe that they die because I've seen them die. Beyond that, there is nothing of life or death that can be proved to myself.
Neuritis, lumbago, and bursitis. That's because Sural tablets work on a correct scientific principle in the treatment of these ailments.
So, the abiding interest is knowledge, pure knowledge. I've devoted most of my 47 years to its pursuit. The application of the knowledge I gain is a small moment to me. I may say that it's of no moment whatever. The experiment, the deduction and proof of new natural laws is the be-all and the end-all, as I believe the poets put it. And their application is not my province. Don here does not share my opinion. Don's interest is in the applications of the laws that I and others have discovered and proved.
You don't care, Dr. Anderson, whether 1 million men and women die as the result of the application of your discoveries?
It is a matter of no interest whatever to me, Don.
I wonder if you really mean that.
I mean it. Implicitly.
You know what the world is doing with your discoveries?
Obviously, I know something of what they're doing. But I assure you it does not interest me.
It doesn't interest you that 3 men are circling this Earth in a satellite rocket as a result of your research?
I am interested only in the data they may bring back from outer space. Data on which I may base further research.
It doesn't interest you that those data may become the basis for the building of fortresses out there in space, from which the Earth can be bombarded by some of the new weapons that have derived from your studies?
I didn't invent the weapons, Don.
Other men did, using your technical data.
Yeah, that's their concern.
Well, does it interest you that those 3 men may never come back to Earth? That they may be facing a horrible death out there 700 miles away from this Earth, alone out there in the dark?
I have no time to contemplate their troubles, Don.
You sent them there?
I did not.
They wouldn't be there if it hadn't been for your formulas and your work.
I tell you again, that is their concern, not mine.
Do you know who they are?
Don, I'm very busy. Will you please go back to your office and let me finish my work?
Ernest Macy and Dan Seymour.
Please go away.
And your brother.
My brother?
Your kid brother, Edward.
Will you hand me that slide rule, please?
Will you listen to me?
The other one, please.
Dr. Anderson, I tell you that... I'll answer. Yes. Oh, this is Don, Major. When? You sure? Yes, he's here. No, I don't think so. I'll tell him. Yeah. Thanks. Dr. Anderson.
Well?
That was Major Hilton over at the center. They had another message from the satellite rocket at 14:55. From your brother, Edward.
What did you say?
From 700 miles out in space. From a rocket that's been circling the Earth for 3 months now, alone out there in the cold void, with such a little hope of ever coming back to warmth and light and friends. From the dark and the cold.
What are you talking about?
Your brother, Edward. He's dead. Somewhere out there in space, he's dead. Do you hear me? He sent you a message. He died before he finished it. Tell my brother, he said. Tell my brother, if I should wake before I die, and he died before he finished it. Do you know what that means? Do you hear me? Your brother!
Just hand me that notebook there, will you? No, the one with the brown cover. Thanks. Knowledge is all. The application of the knowledge is unimportant, unless it leads to further knowledge. I have no theories of life or death or of creation. Explanation or the attempt at explanation is futile and unnecessary. There are no secrets of life or death. They're chemical processes peculiar to man. They exist, and that's all. Perhaps someday I or one of my colleagues will discover the principles of this living and dying. But there's a long, long apprenticeship ahead of us before we can turn to that phase of science. And in the meantime, there are problems to be solved, answers to be proved. And it's of no importance what temporary use is made of the results of our researches. The space rocket would have been useful, no doubt, in charting the effects of cosmic radiation. But it's gone. We must dismiss it as an expedient that failed. Knowledge. Knowledge is the goal. All else is unimportant. Never forget that. It's worth any price.
Doesn't it depend just a little, Dr. Anderson, on who pays the price?
What?
The ones who die in the search?
Why, as long as the important ones don't die, the price is reasonable.
Who is to decide which are the unimportant ones?
I am important.
Yes, to yourself.
To the world.
The others are important to the world, too.
Nonsense.
There wouldn't be any world without them, Doctor.
Well, in that sense...
People like your brother.
He was dispensable to science.
To you, personally?
Are you implying that I didn't love my brother?
Am I?
I did.
I wonder.
Now, please don't try to involve me in an emotional experience, Don. I have work to do.
It might do you some good, Dr. Anderson, if you did get involved in an emotional experience. It might wake you up.
I'm awake, thank you.
No, you're not.
Kindly explain what you mean by that.
No. I don't think I will, Doctor. I don't think I will.
Well, I don't know what you mean.
You know what you're doing.
I do.
You know that the application of your research and experiment is producing the most frightful weapons the world has ever seen.
That's not my fault. That's application again.
Well, they wouldn't exist without what you know, what you proved.
In that case, I am only helping my country.
That's what the others say.
What others?
The other scientists in other countries, they're helping their countries, too.
Well, that's their privilege.
You realize that you and the others are distilling destruction for the whole world, don't you?
That's the fault of you young military men who are converting pure research into weapons for war.
I grant that. But you are the ones that gave us that research. It's your dreams, not ours.
I wish you'd stop talking of dreams.
Well, I wish...
You wish what?
I remember what your brother sent to you from way out there in space. Dying in a rocket ship. A spaceship that grew out of your dreams.
Yeah, I've forgotten it.
Why, Dr. Anderson, you must remember it.
No.
It's like that little prayer that kids say at bedtime. Only your brother changed it around a little. He knew what he was talking about. Do you remember it?
Something sentimental. I remember I used to say it when we were children at night. I know. Now I lay me down to sleep. If I should die before I wake.
That isn't what your brother said. Dying out there in the cold and the dark.
I don't.
I'd try to remember it if I were you, Doctor. Your brother said, if I should wake before I die.
It doesn't make sense.
Oh, yes, it does, Doctor. He was telling you to wake up before you die. Wake up, Doctor, before you die and the world dies with you.
There is nothing I can do. I have committed myself to this, and I've gone too far. The others, Barshoff and Beveridge and Delaplane, they have gone too far, too. We cannot stop. It's no dream at all. It is pure science. What if they have perverted our dreams? Not dreams. What if they have perverted our studies, our equations, our living thoughts to weapons of destruction? It was not our fault. I was not my brother's keeper.
But he died far, far out there in the illimitable reaches of immeasurable cold, out where the cosmic dust lies in great cold clouds. And there is no time.
The alchemists tried for thousands of years to transmute base metals into precious ones. I only carried out their fumbling task.
But you succeeded, you and the others.
I didn't pollute the waters of Bikini.
No. You sat in a snug office 8,000 miles away. And the reports of the awful upheaval of the sea came to you. And you read them and smiled. You leaned back in your chair and smiled. They've proved what we knew could be proved, you said. And you smiled.
It was not my fault.
You dreamed, and destruction leaped from the floor of the sea, and the waters were charged with death, and you smiled in your dream.
It was no dream.
And your brother and 2 other men shook hands with you and stepped into the rocket shell that was to be their tomb, and that tomb was the reality of your dream.
No.
And you dream now of more wonders upon the earth, upon this earth that one day you will destroy, you with your own hands.
No, I say...
Your dream grows brighter and brighter until the whole universe is blotted out, and you stretch out your hands for reality. And there's only black.
Attention, please. Attention, please. In 30 seconds, Project Phaeton will be activated. In 30 seconds, Project Phaeton will be activated. 30 seconds.
Wait. I tell you that... No, not now. Come over here to the window.
No,
You must.
28
Bring your...
seconds.
No, take those binoculars from the desk.
Seconds.
Quick, come on.
Is this the end, then?
This is Project Phaeton.
25
What is it?
seconds.
Over here, where you can see the moon.
24 seconds.
Hurry.
23 seconds.
What is it?
22 seconds.
We're going to
21
reach the moon.
seconds.
What?
20
Here.
seconds.
Watch the radar.
19 seconds.
No, the binoculars won't do you any good.
18 seconds.
Here.
17
Watch.
seconds.
This is the project I heard about, then.
Where did you hear about it?
There's been talk.
14
Yeah, we have
seconds.
somebody's head for that.
13
Watch.
seconds. 12
Watch. Is it
seconds.
just another radar contact?
11
We're going to
seconds.
reach it. We kept it a secret for so
10
long.
seconds.
Only 10 seconds.
9
What are you going to do?
The beam is on it.
8
What are you going to do?
Going to reach the moon with a projectile. Atomic fission projectile.
6 seconds.
Watch.
5 seconds.
Watch.
Oh,
4
Dr. Anderson.
seconds.
No.
3 seconds. 2 seconds.
If we do this...
1 second. Time.
I didn't hear it.
Wait. They're on the way. It took a little time for the sound to reach us. Now watch. Watch.
240,000 miles.
Watch. Watch the radar.
What will happen?
An explosion we can see with the radar, I hope. It's nearly there now. A second or two.
Dream goes on.
Look. Don, look.
I pray the Lord my soul to take.
One does not always accurately foresee the results of a projected experiment. Yeah, that, however, is the purpose of experiments, to prove or disprove a theory, a scientific conception. If it were possible to conduct all one's experiments personally, the margin of error would naturally be reduced to the minimum. But when a large number of other individuals enter into the operation, error and the possibility of error is naturally multiplied. Now, that's an interesting thought. I must make a note of it. In what ratio does probable error increase with the addition of new minds to a particular project? I must deduce a formula. At the moment, I do not know exactly what went wrong. It's within the realm of possibility that I might have made a slight miscalculation myself, although naturally I doubt that. It's possible that fissionable material reacts with greater celerity where atmosphere, as we know it, is lacking. It is possible that there were, on the moon, certain elements unknown to us, elements that do not show up in spectrometric analyses, elements particularly amenable to chain reaction of unprecedented violence. It's mildly shocking to realize the extent of the damage done by Project Phaeton. However, I'm reminded of the theory of the philosopher Berkeley that one must doubt everything outside the circle of one's own consciousness. And certainly I have the evidence of my own consciousness. The image of the moon instantaneously disappeared on the radar screen at the precise second when my calculations showed that the projectile had reached the moon's surface. And although this is the time of the full moon, for 3 nights now in succession, it has not appeared in its customary place in the firmament. Therefore, I am led to an ineluctable conclusion, which is corroborated by other hearsay evidence. It is a fact, and I state it positively, that the moon has been utterly destroyed as a result of Project Phaeton.
Never again the sweet moonlight of a lover's. Nevermore the harvest moon rising above the hills on an October night.
But science is vindicated. Science has done it. Pure science went into the calculations, the great thinking machines ground and chattered, and the data poured out. The data that I alone knew would come. Equations no human mind could imagine. Beautiful, pure, mathematical thoughts far beyond the conception.
Far beyond the conception of the ones who die.
Calculations of mass and energy and the cosmic movements of all the planets. Allowances for the gravitation of stars 40 light years away. Corrections for the rotation of the Earth. The absolute cold of 240,000 miles of space. Pinpointed on the great crater of Copernicus.
That man has gazed on and pondered since the world began, and that no man shall ever see again.
The hand of man has reached out into space and found a target. Pure thought that sought out the farthest reaches of a mind that devised the weapon.
And in every harbor of the world the tides rushed out, and the very floor of the sea was plain to human eyes for one last look. And far out on the breast of the ocean, great tidal waves that overtook and destroyed everything that floated.
Man has at last conquered space.
And thousands dead for miles inland from the shore when the waters returned. And the moon...
I did not know we would destroy the moon, I tell you. I thought there would be a small explosion that we could see.
And man has destroyed what God hath wrought. You've dreamed well, my doctor, my scientist, brother.
It was an experiment.
And well done, well completed.
For lives are the price of progress.
So they are.
There will be no more wars, Don. Don't you understand that? We have proved that modern war is so destructive that no nation can afford to fight them. That's no dream.
Yes, you have proved that. You have destroyed one world. Very pretty demonstration.
It was no world. It was the moon, the dead moon.
Dead, yes. Gone, yes. But perhaps it was a world, Dr. Anderson.
Nonsense.
There's vegetation on the moon, you knew that. Radar proved it long ago. Way back in 1948.
Well...
Why could there not have been people?
It couldn't be proved.
It will never be proved now. There's only dust. And our own world. Can you think of what has happened on our own world and look any man in the eye?
I didn't intend that.
But you accomplished it.
I know it, but...
You have other experiments in mind, I assume?
Well, not immediately, of course.
Of course.
And not for years.
Of course not.
We have to go on.
Do you? You know the end of it all.
We can't stop now. We started this thing, and there's no turning back.
The point of no return.
Exactly. We have accomplished a thing that human minds could never imagine.
You have dreamed, and you go on dreaming of destruction.
No. We'll take care next time.
You will.
Of course we will. This is an unfortunate accident.
An accident? 10 million people killed on this continent alone. Cities destroyed that can never be rebuilt. The very moon, the ageless satellite of the Earth, blown to dust. Haven't you dreamed enough?
It is not a dream.
You will not wait before you die, before we die?
What can I do?
You can stop it.
Don, it can't be stopped.
It must be stopped. Man wasn't put on Earth to die by his own hand, to be murdered by his fellow men.
But what can I do?
Stop!
We can't stop. We've started a chain reaction among peoples. You know what chain reactions are. You know what follows. You know that a simple fuse lit by a tiny match can set off an explosion.
That will destroy the world.
There is nothing to be done.
Nothing?
Barshoff and Beveridge and Delaplane and I say it in all humility. We know all there is to know about these cosmic forces. We know more than any other four men in the world.
Do you four know how to stop this progress?
I know. I think they know.
But you won't stop?
How?
Well, if you four could agree to put a sight on this.
We can't. There is no hope.
We must go on to destruction?
We must go on.
How do you know you must go on?
I know.
How do you know?
I have been told.
By the others?
Yes.
They'll go on if you give up?
They will. I know.
What if they died?
They are the directing brains of all the research in their countries.
And?
If they died, their programs will be set back so far. They won't die.
They have died.
What did you say?
I said they have died.
It's impossible.
They did.
How do you know they died? When?
They died on a ship in the Atlantic Ocean.
When?
When everybody else died on the Atlantic Ocean.
In the tidal wave?
Yes. We disposed of them very neatly.
I didn't.
You killed them just as you killed all those others.
They're dead.
My business to know about that, Dr. Anderson.
Marshall. And Beveridge. And Delaplane.
You have no rivals now, Dr. Anderson.
Why, that's right. We're in front of the world.
What's left of it.
There's nobody to carry on their work.
Are you sure?
Why, I know. But now...
Yes, now.
What were they coming here for?
I didn't say they were coming here.
They were, though. I know they were. But what... Why were they coming here?
Don't you know, Dr. Anderson?
To kill me. To murder me. Why, of course, they knew me. They heard about Project Phaeton. They knew if they murdered me, that would stop all our developments here. And they would ally themselves against us, and without the weapons that I could devise, they would... Why, they'd win the war.
What war, Dr. Anderson?
What war? Why, they'd declare war on us. No, they wouldn't declare war on us. They'd just destroy us overnight.
No.
What?
No. They weren't coming here to kill you.
I know they were.
No.
What then?
They were coming here to make a deal with you.
A deal?
Yes. They were afraid.
Of what?
Of the thing that killed them.
A tidal wave. But that...
They didn't know what it was to be, but they... Well, maybe they were afraid of it. Maybe they were afraid of what you'd do next.
Well, they'd better be afraid.
Oh, they're not anymore. They're dead.
Oh, yes, that's right. Well...
Remember what your brother said?
Yes, I remember. But what?
Why, they awoke before they died, Dr. Anderson.
It didn't do them any good.
No, it didn't, did it?
No, it certainly didn't.
Because you didn't awake. Now you're the only one left. You know all the secrets. You know more than any other man in the whole world.
I do. Don't I?
It's in your power now to go ahead and do things that the others can't duplicate, that they can't even come near.
It's my patriotic duty.
Is it?
I've got to. Why, Don, if I could tell you some of the things I've already planned, some of the most amazing things, why, I tell you, your mind couldn't even begin to comprehend what I can do.
And not worry about competition.
That's right.
But there may not be any place left for you to do these wonderful things, Doctor.
Why not?
Why, there might not be any world left, don't you see?
But I can't just sit here.
No, of course not.
I can't stagnate.
I agree.
Well, I've spent my whole life studying, learning, thinking and studying again. I've gone farther into nuclear fission than any other man in history. I know more than even they knew. Do you mean that I should give this all up and just sit here?
Not at all, Doctor.
Listen to me. I'll show you. There's one little thing. One simple little operation. Why, it's as simple as turning a switch the wrong way.
Yes?
It would neutralize every single atom of fissionable material in the world today.
Really?
I mean it. It would neutralize every stockpile in the world, and it would be 100 years before anybody could prepare even one little bomb. Do you realize that?
There's only one catch in it.
What?
You. If you were still around, you and only you in all the world could, well, shall I say, unneutralize it.
That's right.
Yes.
And you want me to give it all up?
Yes.
I can't do it, Don. I've explained that to you. There's nobody left to carry on but me.
Nobody but you. That's right. Dr. Anderson, do you want to die?
What?
I say, do you want to die?
Die? Why, I've never particularly thought about dying, Don. Do you know that?
Not personally, you mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's curious.
But you don't mind bringing death to a great many other people, do you? Do you? To our brother Edward.
I didn't.
I'm your brother, too, Sam. I'll die, too, and everybody else will die, and you'll die by your hand if you don't give it up.
I'll die. Why? But I can't do it, I tell you.
You're still dreaming, Sam.
I tell you, I'm not dreaming.
It isn't too late to wake up, Sam.
I'm not dreaming.
Yes, you are, Sam, and it's time to wake up.
I tell you.
The title of today's Quiet Please story is If I Should Wake Before I Die. Written and directed by Wyllis Cooper. The man who spoke to you was Ernest Chappell.
And my brother Don was played by Don Briggs. As usual, music for Quiet Please is played by Albert Berman. Now, for a word about next week, if he can get through the door, here is our writer-producer, Wyllis Cooper.
Thank you for listening to Quiet Please. Next week, I have a story for you about the man who knew everything.
And so, until next week at the same time, I am quietly yours, Ernest Chappell.
This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Broadcasting System presents Quiet Please, which is written and directed by Wyllis Cooper and which features Ernest Chappell. Quiet Please for tonight is called 12 to 5. does get lonesome down here. What? Oh, sure, being able to talk to people on the phone helps. But how'd you like to be stuck away down in the basement all by yourself from midnight to 5 g.m.? With nothing but a microphone, a turntable, and some telephones? Sure, I get coffee. I bring in 4 thermos jugs when I go on. I'm coffee up to here. Oh, well, only 4.5 hours more, and then I can go home and have breakfast. No, ma'am, I don't drink coffee for breakfast. Will you guess what I drink? No, you're getting warm. Sure, 3 of them. Well, after all, it really isn't breakfast, you see. It's supper or dinner or something. Sure. Oh, well, thank you very much for calling. Good morning. Hello. Yes, this is Connie Duffin. Hello, Vic. Say what? No, I haven't got I'll be glad when you're dead, you rascal, you. Yeah, we're not supposed to play it. Ever since about 1934 or 5 or sometime. No kidding. Sure, I'll play you something. Just a little while. The other phone's ringing. Well, stick around. Keep tuned to us, and you shall hear music. It says here. Good morning. Hello, Connie Duffin speaking. And how are you? Well, fine, thanks. Huh? Settle a bet? Well, try. Now is the hour? Well, it's generally sung in 4/4 time here, but it was originally written in 3/4 time. Yeah, that's right, regular waltz time. Well, so I guess you both win or you both lose or something, huh? Sure, you're welcome. Good morning. Fine, how are you? Yes, ma'am, the theme used on Quiet Please is taken from the second movement of the Symphony in D minor by César Franck. I'll be glad to play a little of it for you. Just a second. Let's see, here she is. Played by the Philadelphia Symphony Orchestra under Eugene Ormandy. Here you are. No, ma'am, I never lived in Denver. Closest I've ever been is Omaha. I played vibraharp and xylophone there in 1932. No, not on the air, hotel. I'm sorry, I guess I'm not your cousin. Okay, have one for me. Good morning. What? Why, sure I'm lonesome. No, I'm all alone in here. No, it's just a little place about as big as 2 telephone booths, I guess. No, the engineer's upstairs in master control. Well, we're the only people in the station. No, I guess there's a janitor upstairs in Studio 14. They had a quiz show up there tonight, and there's probably custard pie all over the stage. Well, thank you. They don't allow me to have visitors. Besides, my wife's listening. Sure. Verna. No, she can't even come down to see me when I'm on the air. Well, thanks very much. Sure. Until 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. Oh, 500, we used to say in the Navy. Well, thanks very much. Good morning. Good morning. Friends, this is your friend Connie Duffin on the 12 to 5 shift of playing music and saying words to you. If you can't sleep, call me up and let's talk. We talk to everybody. Night owls, bartenders, policemen, burglars, music lovers. You know the number. Give us a ring. Now, for a little music, let's see what we have here. It's, the Mills Brothers singing Till Then. And while they're singing, I'm going to have me a little coffee and a cigarette, so lean back and listen. Hello. I'm Herbie Buchanan. Well, hello. I didn't know there was anybody else around here except Bob upstairs in the control room. Oh, I'm around every night. What you got there, coffee? Yeah, you like some? Help yourself. Take the top off the thermos. Much obliged. You a new guy? No, you just said you're here every night. No, I've been around here for years. No, I never get around here in the daytime, so I don't know very many people. Hoover upstairs at the cashier's office. Yeah. What you doing? I brought down some news bulletins to read, if you don't mind. What you say not? Saves wear and tear on my vocal cords. You in the newsroom? Part of the time. I've been a disc jockey, everything. Yeah, here's the mic, baby. And ladder's running down. Want to put me on? Sure. Well, friends, we've got something new for you tonight. My good friend, Herbie Buchanan, has just come in with a pocket full of news flashes, and while I have one more cigarette, Herbie will tell you what's going on in the world. Okay, Herbie Buchanan. Thank you, Connie Duffin. Well, there's not much new in the way of international affairs. Everybody hates everybody else just as much as they did yesterday, and about as much as they will tomorrow. So let's see what's going on right here in our own fair city, if you want to call it a fair city. Chief of Police Beans Lopez will be startled to know that a murder was committed this evening only 2 doors away from the Southside Police Station. Hubert W. Cronkite, a retired broker of 2319 West 17th Street, discovered a burglar prowling in his apartment who shot and killed Mr. Cronkite in his bedroom. There are no clues to the murderer's identity. A taxicab collided with a streetcar at the corner of Pacific Avenue and Maple Grove, killing a passenger and seriously injuring 2 of the passengers in the cab. The weather today? The temperature is now 52 degrees, and as you no doubt know, rain is falling heavily. The correct time is 1:32 p.m. Standard Time. Hey, Herbie. You got the time wrong. What? Well, look at the clock, you jerk. It's 1:02. You're a half hour ahead of time. Hello, this is Connie Duffin. What? Not raining. Why, Herbie said... What? Okay, I will look out the window. Hold the phone. Say, Herbie. Herbie! Yes, ma'am, you're right. Well, I'm sorry. Herbie must have been mixed up or something. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. Hey, where did... Herbie! Where did... This is Connie Duffin.
Look here. What kind of nonsense is this?
Well, I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Making fools out of people. I'm going to sue you.
Well, what for goodness sake?
Are you the man who just said I was shot by a burglar?
Huh? Me? Oh, why, no, sir. That was a man from the newsroom.
Well, he's a liar.
Listen, friend, who are you? I don't get
I'm
this.
just as much alive as you are.
Well, all right, sir, but who are...
My name is Hubert W. Cronkite. I was not killed by a burglar.
You weren't. I mean, what?
Do I sound as if I've been shot? Now, look here, young man. I demand a public apology. Wait a minute.
What?
I said, wait a minute. I hear somebody in my
Hello, this is Connie Duffin. Who? Oh, sure. Good morning. No, sir, I don't think I do know you. What, police? No. No, it was a gag. Oh, it couldn't be. I was just talking to Mr. Cronkite on the phone. Oh, he's on the phone right now. I'm just waiting for him to come back. Hello, Mr. Cronkite. Hello. Hello, Mr. Cronkite. No. He doesn't answer. Well, wait a second. I got to put on some music. Music, for God's sake. Just a radio station. Friends, here is music for you from yours truly, Connie Duffin, to you wherever you are.
For you, Bill.
I know. I was lonesome, too. We were awful chumps, weren't we?
I should say so. Let's not ever fight again, huh, honey?
Not ever. You love me?
An awful lot. You love me?
Plenty.
No, let's just sit quiet and listen to the music. Put your arm around me that way.
Are Lucy and Milton listening to me? Are you there, Lucy and Milton?
Listen, Milton.
What goes on here? That's the radio.
Listen.
What?
You've been away a long time, Milton. Since you and Lucy had that quarrel and you walked out on her in the restaurant.
He knows that.
Listen.
It's too bad, really. You were so much in love, and then this thing happened to break you up. Now it's great to be together again.
Who is this?
Happiness lasts such a little while, doesn't it? It's such a shame that yours can't last longer.
What's he talking about?
I'd hate to have to be the one to tell you, but it's going to happen tonight. You're going to quarrel again.
We are not.
And this time, you're not going to run out on her, Milton.
I don't know what he's...
Shut up.
Now, listen.
Quiet.
Because Lucy won't take it again. Lucy's got a gun, Milton. And this quarrel's really going to end things. But good, Milton. But good.
Lucy.
What?
Have you got a gun? Have you?
None of your business.
Now, listen, sweetheart.
You got no right to come in this house after 6 months and start jumping on me.
This is my house, baby.
This is my house. You ran away from me.
I had plenty of reason to run away from you.
Oh, you did. Well, go ahead and get out now.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I never asked you to come back.
I don't know why I did it.
Well, get out if you don't like it.
I will not get out.
Stay away from me.
Lucy.
Get away.
I say
Get away.
Time is now 2 a.m. Standard Time.
Huh? I must have been asleep.
Yeah, I guess you were, Connie.
Say, where did you go?
Upstairs for a minute.
Yeah, you sure got me in a hassle.
What do you mean?
How? Talking about that guy getting killed by a burglar.
Oh. That.
And getting the time wrong. Bob put it in the log upstairs. What's his name will jump down my throat tomorrow. Today.
It's too bad. Hey, your phone's ringing.
Oh. Hello, this is Connie Duffin. Who? The police. What? He did? I don't know. Yes, I'll come in. Sure. Okay. Yep. Listen.
What?
He did get killed by a burglar.
Well, all right.
Huh?
That's what I said, didn't I?
Well, yeah, but...
Hadn't you better get on the air?
Yeah, sure. This is your friends, Connie Duffin and his records. Now, a word from our sponsor. Chappell's apples are the finest, most delicious, great big eating apples you ever sunk a fang into. Direct to you from the tree to your table in handsome handmade baskets containing 12, 48, and 96 of the finest eating and cooking apples you ever laid eyes on. Friend wife will fly at once to the kitchen to concoct a genuine old-fashioned apple pie that'll set your mouth a-watering as it did when Mother made those luscious, spicy pies that you used. You'll tussle with her over Chappell's apples because they're just as good eating apples as they are pie apples. Just say, Chappell's apples, please, to your neighborhood apple dealer and accept no substitute. First thing tomorrow, Chappell's apples. And now, music. Listen, Kirby, I can take a gag as big as the next fella, see? But fun's fun. Well, now what is this?
What is what?
How did you know that fellow was going to get killed?
Look, it's on the paper.
Where did that come from?
Up in the newsroom.
The newsroom? There's nobody in the newsroom.
Teletypes are there. They're running.
They shouldn't be, not this time of night. Morning.
Well, they are.
And you got that off the teletype?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know it isn't kidding somebody?
It isn't.
Yeah, but how do you know?
Believe me, I know.
Something's funny to me. I never heard of you before.
That's true.
I don't get it. What about that taxicab accident?
It'll happen any minute.
You wouldn't be kidding the guy.
Not me.
You got a union card? An AFA card? Sure. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Robert L. Buchanan. Paid up, too.
Yep.
Hello, this is Connie Duffin. Good morning. Oh, hello, Bob.
You got somebody down there with you?
Yeah? Herbie Buchanan. Herbie Buchanan, I said. What's the matter? Can't you understand English?
Yeah, it sounds like Florida to me. That's the way it's telling on the air. Let's take the mush out of your mouth.
Listen, I never had any trouble with people understanding me before.
Well, I don't get too down there with you. That's your responsibility. But if what's his name hears you going flubble, he's going to pin your ears back like a stew.
Listen, you...
And listen, this is your program. If I was you, I wouldn't be playing the funeral march this time of the morning. See?
Funeral march? We're playing Gene Krupa's Opus No. 1.
No, it isn't, Connie.
Listen. What the... Good morning, Connie Duffin speaking. How are you, ma'am? What? No, I just turned it off. Yes, ma'am, 12 to 5. Yeah, only a little while ago now. Oh, you're glad? Well, I'm sorry. Well, man, you have no idea how rugged it is here. For some reason, everything is slightly mixed up this morning. No, I have not been drinking. I do not drink on the job. Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. What would you like to hear us play? 3 o'clock in the morning. Hang on. Here it comes. Listen, ma'am. Well, listen. Da-da-da-da-da. Can't you... Lady, I tell you, it's not a funeral march.
Well, so long, Connie. I guess I'll leave you for a while.
Where are you going?
Oh.
Well, wait. Listen, can't you help me get this all straightened out?
No, I'm overdue.
Oh, but wait. Wait, Herbie,
No, I'll see you later.
Oh, my head. I wonder if I have been at this too long. Who is this guy? What's he up to? Yeah, I don't get it. Hello? Yes, good morning. Oh, try, sir. No, sir, we're not playing games. I don't know. I know it. I'll play some music. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, if you don't like it, why don't you turn off your radio and go back to bed? Oh, man. That did it. Oh, it's what's-his-name heard that one. Oh, wow. If that guy comes back in here, I'm going to beat his brains out. Making a fool out of me. Hello. Oh. This Herbie Buchanan. The fellow that was here with me.
Never heard of him.
What?
It's all cleaner now. Get off the monkey business and get back on the phone.
I'm going up to the newsroom a minute, Bob.
Okay. Send a letter and hurry back.
Oh. Well, friends, shall we listen to a little music? All right. We'll listen to a little music. Nobody here. I thought he'd be. Oh, there goes the teletype. Well, what you... Herbert L. Buchanan, former announcer and disc jockey on local radio stations, was instantly killed in an accident this evening when a taxi cab in which he was riding was struck by a streetcar at the corner of Pacific Avenue and Maple Grove. What is it?
I'll have to hurry. It's pretty near 5. Hold it.
A presentiment of imminent death felt by the well-known master of ceremonies of a popular radio record program heard from 12 to 5 each morning was the actual preliminary to the death of Cornelius Connie Duffin this morning. Hey, Mr. Duffin fell in a coma as he left his studio this morning at 5 o'clock as his program concluded. He died on the way to the hospital. It's 5 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Open the door, Connie.
Quiet Please for tonight was called 12 to 5. It is written and directed by Wyllis Cooper, and Connie Duffin, the man who spoke to you, was Ernest Chappell. And the intruder, Herbie Buchanan, was none other than the well-known disc jockey and commentator, Jack Lescoulie. Others in the cast were Connie Lepke, Marilee Jones, and Ed Latimer. Music for Quiet Please, as usual, is played by Albert Berman. Now, my good friend Wyllis Cooper for a word with you.
Nobody in this story is at all like anybody else in the world, living or dead. All of them sprang to life on my typewriter, and they're completely fictitious. Next week's Quiet Please is called Clarissa.
And so, until next week at this same time, and Clarissa, I am quietly yours, Ernest Chappell. Quiet Please comes to you from New York. This is the world's largest network serving more than 450 radio stations, the Mutual Broadcasting